Hey everyone! It's Beth Sullivan and
Aiden Sullivan from Parrot Rescue Florida.
Parrot Rescue Florida, and today we're going to tell you just a little bit about what we're looking for when it comes to volunteers. Yes, we need help. We need help badly, right? Just somebody to come over maybe 2 to 3 times a week from 4 to 6. That's when we do all of our cage cleaning, and that is what we're looking for. We can actually do college credit for kids maybe studying zoology or veterinary assistants, but we are definitely looking for volunteers. And a lot of people have asked, what exactly do you need when you say you need a volunteer? And what exactly does your volunteering entail? So we're going to walk you through that today, so hang tight with us. And Aiden and I are going to show you exactly what you need to do. All right? So hold on here. Here we go. All right, so now we're going to start the actual cleaning, right?
Yep.
So please show us on Malibu's cage what we do.
So all I do is just go in, take out the pad, and we have a trash bag already out. We just kind of put it in there.
That's right. And we want to try to keep it. We try to usually kind of, take this and kind of dump it, and then we use that. This pad is obviously fine, but these are expensive because they are all organic and they are actually 100% cotton. So we try not to waste them, but we go through a few of them a day. So, but typically, I will say a rule of thumb that we actually didn't do, and I'm going to start that over. We actually wipe down the cages first, and then we put the dirty towel. I'm going to start that over, Dan. All right, so one of the things that we like to do actually before we pull the pads up is actually clean it. And what do we use? We use bird cage wipes by Nature's Miracle. Now these are small animal wipes. Those are fine too. My rule of thumb is as long as it's something that they're not going to put their mouth on, then they can wipe it down. These are actually safe. And we will wipe the perches down, some of these perches that Malibu gets kind of a mess. Go ahead and show them that.
So just kind of
vinegar and water also works really well. These are a little more expensive, but they're a lot easier. So if you like that, and then you're gonna do a little bit on her vet wrap, and then just kind of get that off, right? So after we've given the cage a really good scrub down here. And a lot of times it gets really sticky on the sides of her cage, so we're gonna make sure that's really good and wiped down. And then we're gonna throw the dirty wipe there.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll throw it kind of probably on the pad there so we can wipe it all down. Aiden's also going to make sure that the air purifiers are wiped down and that they're on high. We turned them off because they are loud, and so we could do this video. But we just want to make sure that they're on and they're on high so that they're going. We have 2 purifiers by every macaw cage, right? Yes. Okay. And we also make sure that these are filled. They're a great humidifier. We fill them with RO water, and then you can just turn them on high, right like that. Once in a while, I will put a drop of organic lavender. There's one brand I will use that is safe, and I've used it with my birds for, oh my gosh, almost 20 years, and it's great. But that's the only scent that I'll use in the house that is safe for birds. And again, it's an organic essential lavender. That is fine. But right now, I like to have this going. It's great for their feathers, just to keep like a little bit of moisture in the air as well. So you're gonna wipe down all the cage, right?
Yep. And then also, what we're gonna do is you just kind of pull these out like this.
Yep.
And take the rugs out, place them to the side.
And yes, I have carpet. It is not ideal. But it is, and I will steam clean. I steam clean my carpets with a wet dry vac at least once a week. I don't know if that's really good for the carpets, but it makes me feel better as a human, so that's what I do. And we will wipe down air purifiers, and we wipe down back here. What else? And we kind of open up this. We open up anything that kind of falls out from there.
Just grab one. Kind of wipe that from the dust and
Mally's toys that she chews up.
A lot of wood.
a lot of times, this is actually pretty clean back here today, but normally there's like a bunch of wood and stuff on the floor. So Mally was pretty clean today, but normally she is not. Also the upper part,
I can't really reach up there.
yeah, a lot of times these things will blow, and they will blow some of the bird dander up onto here. So we do have to clean that up, even if they don't go up there during the day. So if they do, then it's a really big mess, and there's usually wood chips and everything else. They don't usually poop up there, but there is always bird dander and always at least some wood chips up there as well. Right, Mills?
And then once you're done wiping the back, you just vacuum behind there, and then you just push the cages back.
That's right.
Yep. So
So we're gonna, yep, we can do that. All right,
Yeah.
cool. So let's go to the next bird.
okay.
All right, so again, we do our bird cage cleanings between 4 and 6 every day. So if the birds are usually out while we're cleaning, and as long as if they're not going to ride the Peloton, which they are today with me at 6 o'clock, or they're going to get a shower after that or before that if they don't go on the Peloton, right? Then they will go into their cages ideally at 6 o'clock, and they are covered by 7 to 7:15. That will change as it gets darker earlier since they're on a circadian rhythm. But we do want to kind of, once everything's done, the bird will kind of go, Malibu can go into her cage and hang out for a bit while we clean the other birds' cage. Kind of gives them a little bit of time to chill since they've been out all day, and just gives them some time to kind of, be back in their cage, right?
Uh-huh.
So if you're not comfortable, I will always step up. Come on, Mally, step up, Malibu. There are certain birds, absolutely, I will not let any volunteer touch. Malibu is a good one once you learn her, but we wouldn't just advise anybody just allowing her. So yes, and we always make sure, because they are Houdini birds, to lock them in.
Especially her. As you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, and this.
Yes. That's
And
it.
also, if you do her water,
She's the only one that's like this.
yeah,
by the way.
because when we were in Disney once, she got out from there with her water in, so we had to lock that.
All right. So how do you open and close Malibu's water?
So you're just gonna kind of do this, put it through the carabiner, open it up. Pretty easy.
Yeah, it's pretty easy, and but trust me, if you don't shut that water right, and you don't lock it up like this, Malibu will be out in a heartbeat, won't
Yep.
she?
And you have to make sure it's nice and tight, or else she can actually undo that if it's not tight enough.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right, Melly, hang out there for a bit. All right, now we've done Kira and we've done Malibu, and their cages are wiped down top to bottom. They're inside, their mats are all good, and their blind is still open over there. We'll close it in a little while. But now Aiden is gonna do Tangas. Here, buddy. Hi, bud. We're doing yours, aren't we? Yep. So he's gonna do that, and we also, another thing, as a volunteer, you're gonna obviously make sure that they have their food is good and that their things are clean. They need to be cleaned at least once or twice a week. And also, because macaws are constantly chewing up toys, a lot of times you're gonna be like, oh, well, this one is gone. It needs to be replaced. It might just have a hook left to it. Now, I just did Tanga's stuff yesterday, so he's in pretty good shape right now. But by tomorrow or the next day, something will have to be taken out of here because it will be mostly destroyed. So we just have to keep an eye on that, because I don't want any random hooks or wires or chains just in their cage. We just have to be really conscious of that as well. Right, Aiden?
Yep, and with him, his is probably going to be one of the dirtiest because this is actually his second one of these, and he loves coconuts.
Can chew them up like crazy.
Yeah, and this is like one of our hardest toys, and he's already starting to get at that.
He is.
Yeah.
No, his is an unusual cage because he's got a giant gap in his cage. That's why we have this cover here. So that cover actually keeps him in, or he could get out. Because I do not put grates in any of the bottom of my bird cages. It does actually keep them from getting bumblefoot. And also, it's just, honestly, it's gross. Grates are kind of nasty, aren't they?
Give me
So
that.
with the grates and everything, it's easier just to not even have them in there. It gives them a little bit more room for their tail. and keeps things a little cleaner, and it's a lot easier to change the pads. All right, Aiden, what else with here? So we got to pull this cage out, right? And I know this is hard, but the biggest thing with any of the cages, like upstairs and tangas, cages that are by the window, windowsills get
Dirty. Very dirty.
nasty.
So,
And we'll show you that here.
Yeah, so.
All right, Aiden, so you grabbed your cage wipe here. And now I'm okay if we don't use the cage wipes on the windowsills. Now Aiden is going to, but you can use a Lysol wipe on the windowsills. I have no problem with that. That's nothing the bird's going to get near. But for this, it's gonna work perfectly fine. And again, vinegar and water is fine too. But I usually, because I cannot stand the smell of vinegar, it makes me want to gag. I usually just spend the money.
Yeah, I actually like to drink vinegar.
You're really gross. Disgusting. So yeah, everything back here. The blinds will need a good wipe down. As you can see, they spill food, and they don't ever try to eat my blinds, thankfully. Right? You're a really good boy, aren't you, Tanga? Yeah, you're a good boy. So we're slowly trying to get them again, you know, for the evening. Slowly trying to kind of get them kind of just quieted down. If you don't know, the loudest time for macaws is between 5 and 7. So that's why we start our quiet down at that time, so it keeps them a lot quieter. You're very acrobatic. Thank you for showing us. So we'll keep the blinds open until, you know, 5 o'clock or so, and then we'll actually shut them. But this is a hard cage, and it will leave some marks on my carpet. But again, I don't really care because this carpet just needs to go at some point anyways.
This one is really It's hard.
I know, this one is hard, isn't it? So you guys will see, I'll have the air purifiers, and again, you're gonna make sure the air purifiers are on high, and that they're also cleaned off, okay? So another kind of tip when you're doing the macaw pads is just to make sure, because sometimes there's just a big gap here in between, you know, we have to use 2 pads to cover because sometimes they're so big, but the main pad should really be under the food, because that's where they're mostly gonna get dirty, and hopefully this one will stay a little cleaner. But Aiden will have to come in here and kind of do the sides. Aiden, right in here. See where you missed it? Right in here. All of that, and it's not terrible, but that is stuff that does have to get cleaned, and cleaned well, or it will definitely call roaches and all that other great stuff. And I am picky about the cleaning, so this is why it takes us 2 hours every single night. All right, bud? Yep. So I think that's good. And we just kind of wipe down the perches, kind of got the toys I've kind of already done that. This kind of like the rope perches are usually good. If they look like they're getting chewed up, which they don't too often, then they can be replaced. I have lots of them to replace, but usually they'll last a long time. All right, Tanga, you can go back in your cage, buddy.
Him just wants to lick me.
Buddy.
Him just wants
You
to
gonna
lick.
step up?
Oh,
Oh, okay. Go back in your cage, bud. You're gonna go have a little quiet time for a while we do Raya. Buenos dias, buddy. That's the gray.
Next.
You want to show us how we did that cage again?
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And then
like that, and like that.
there you go. And he's not a super Houdini, but he's a goofball head. All right, hang out there for a minute. All right, so we already pulled Raya's cage out, and we've already done her pads. With Raya, she is probably the bird, even though I love her, she's a big girl, she is not a bird that I would trust. You're very acrobatic. With just anyone. She's probably our most abused bird, and so she's a little sketchy. I don't 100% just trust her with the kids either. Really, I don't even trust her myself 100%, but she's very good. She's really sweet. She means well, she wants to love, but she's still, you know, figuring life out. She's like, for her to be even out of the cage right now is a really big deal. So that's why I'm kind of not really forcing her back into the cage. But you're a good girl. And the cats, yes, we have 6 cats. They will wander around. They don't really do anything. They just kind of wander around, and I mean, so far we haven't had any issues. Right? All right, Ryan. And I always make sure their letters are wiped down. She does not make a whole big mess at all. She's one of our cleaner macaws, and again, the most acrobatic of all. And she doesn't actually play on her Java tree yet. So you won't ever clean up that. Well, until she learns to play on it.
Yep.
She's really just goes over to this aleria. So, all right, Raya, you got to go back in eventually. So we will turn the bird light off now. So we'll Alexa that.
Alexa, turn bird light off.
And once we get the bird light off, then we will put her back into her cage. Again, making sure that the purifiers are on. She's got clean water. She's got food, and all of her toys are good. Right, honey? Okay, time to get back in your cage for just a little while. All right, now that Raya's in, we're gonna make sure that she is, and she's not really a Houdini bird, but we still know she's a macaw, so.
We gotta lock it up.
Lock it up. And I also will make sure that this is really straight, right, Eden?
Yep.
And we've done this from the back too. Again, you kind of have to, you know, just make sure that this is all wiped down. We wipe down the back really well. Again, making sure the purifiers are clean and all of that good stuff. And if there's poop on the floor, which there is, I get my steam cleaner out, Aiden. So go grab the steam cleaner. So Aiden will always clean it up. I'll still steam it. And that's rare, but it does happen once in a while because usually we have pads down for that. But okay, so you're good. You can just chill out for a little bit, okay? Yes, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna go on ice. We're just gonna get ready, and Sebastian's gonna be cross-eyed. All right, we gotta go do the upstairs birds. All right, so before we do the upstairs birds, we're just gonna make sure the blinds down here are closed, just to get them quiet, even though I think they are gonna come out with me on my Peloton for a little while. There are wipes and everything that you need upstairs, so we can put these away in the bird closet. The bird closet's a giant mess, but it's all here for you. These are mostly cage covers. Looks a lot messier than it actually is. And then these are extra pads, and we have Iris's food, and these are the macaw food. And that's pretty much all you really need to know. So the extra perches and stuff are up here, but there's a whole closet upstairs as well. And this just needs to be, make sure it's filled with the RO water. And again, I turn this on just to have moisture in the air, especially in the winter when it's so dry. And that's about it, right? Yep. So we can clean off the stands. I'm gonna do the steam cleaning on the carpet. We can take that garbage bag upstairs, right?
Yep.
Anything else right now?
No.
All right, time to go upstairs?
Yep.
Time to go upstairs. All right, so like I said earlier, when Aiden was down here, we kind of cleaned everything. We haven't gone upstairs just yet. We're just kind of making sure everything's good. One of the things that I'm really adamant about separating us from other rescues is we are clean, very clean. I have asthma and lots of allergies. That's why we have 39 HEPA air filters, and we also have a Remy Halo system that goes through our house that runs on our AC and heat. So it is really adamant, not only for the health of the birds, but for my health, for my children's health, to keep our air very pure in our house. That's how I actually survive. So again, it's a really great excuse, and I think it can really teach us all a lot, you know, to make sure that things are pure and clean. So again, that is one thing that absolutely I think separates us, and also why I need a lot of help. Because doing it is great. The kids, I couldn't do it by myself. The boys and my husband help me every single day, but we need help. So again, you're gonna see me, and if there's any poop on the floor, let me know, because I'll be doing this. So as you saw, the bird waters right here. Aiden's got the last one we brought. All the bird waters are now in the dishwasher, and we filled. This is the RO system that we have. This is our flamingo. That's where we fill all the diffusers, the humidifiers in, and then we've got the last bowl here. So we're gonna go on upstairs. Now again, it's a mess, so that's why we want to show you what it looks like, right?
Yep.
Looks like we got some laundry to take up too. I guess I'll take that up in a minute here. Oh boy. Yeah, never ending job. So I'm really adamant about vacuuming, obviously. So we have vacuum plugs literally everywhere. So if it's not in use, it has to be plugged in somewhere. Because the battery on this thing, as great as this is, it just doesn't last that long. So definitely make sure it's plugged in. All right, so we have our garbage bag upstairs. This is the one that we use downstairs. And all the birds, whenever our volunteers will get here, will be in their cages, and then we can kind of, the little birds and Sapphire can stay in their cages while we clean, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of times the play stands will need to be cleaned. And I know, where's Kermie's little stand? He was on this today. So Rylan will have to clean this, as you can see. This will need to be cleaned. This probably just needs to be wiped down.
I just got finished
So,
filling it up.
went ahead and filled this up. Did you turn it on? Okay. Got it on. We got it going. I think it's off. There you go. And of course we have all of our big HEPA filters in here. The biggest difference about the filters we have up here is we have the one huge one. We have these smaller ones, but they are night lights because cockatiels get night frights. So we want to make sure that they are always on high and also that the lights are on. So if you are a volunteer, that's one thing that you're going to check. And he's not the nicest bird, but they will all be great, and these ones are all, except for him, are really easy to handle. His cage is still really easy to clean, and we're going to show you how to do that right now.
And
all right, so the bird waters are all the dirty ones are downstairs, right?
yep.
And we are going to go put the new waters in.
Yeah, I already put all those back, but with this one, it's you have to put it in. You have to actually open the cage and put it up here. And yeah, I just want to say that.
And the reason we do that is because these ones are super small. They just don't have the really tiny bowls they came with, and instead of doing two, we just let them
Get a big
Yeah,
one.
they like to be in that one anyways. So, and again, usually they're out, but when our volunteers get here, they will definitely be in. These are our cockatiels. These are our female cockatiels. This is Juliet and Crystal. So they are a mess. They are a mess. Like, this is the top of their bowl. This is their pads. And again, we do have brown paper, but we also have organic cotton pads. And no, they are not cheap, but they are the most convenient for use. This is our male cockatiel cage.
Mm-hmm.
This is our macaw, Sapphire, and this is our Quaker Hermit, and our African Gray Zerg. So that's who's up here.
And you can see that with his cage, he has a lot of ducks and a decapitated duck.
Yes, he likes to attack his ducks, and he likes to judge you. And he's wanting to know why his cage is closed right now, and he's really mad about it. All right, we're gonna take you through cleaning the upstairs Enchanted Tiki room. All right, so we have done the bird waters, am I correct?
Yep.
All right, so we wanna make sure their food is filled and all of that great stuff. So again, we're gonna do pads last, right? Because we're gonna wipe down everything first. So a lot of things need to be wiped down in the cockatiel cage because they really make a mess. The tops of their bowls, their perches. When these get really bad and they just can't be wiped down anymore, we re-vet wrap them. That is vet wrap, and that's in the closet right here. We have some vet wrap up here, and we have some downstairs as well. So, and then of course at the end we're gonna pull all these cages out and vacuum behind it. But this is a lot of work, right?
Yep. This one is the same as all the others. Just kind of wipe.
And we also want to probably pull this one out because a lot of times, because I use these seed catchers, they do catch a lot of stuff, and they're fantastic. I know I've told you guys this, I've got these on Etsy before. They're really easy during the day when I just want to, push their play stand up next to their cage. But when I close them in at night, it keeps the seeds in, and it really cuts down on the seeds in my carpet. But not all the seeds, because as you can see, in my carpet is grit that they have from their grit bowl in here. Astrid. And they have a grit bowl in here too. So always make sure that those are full. They have 3, Crystal and Juliet have 3 bowls, and they do need some food, so I'm gonna fill that. These are for their millet. That's a treat. We don't keep it full all the time, but if you wanna put one in, you can. Then they have their cuddle bones and all their many, many toys that Crystal pretty much steals. Right?
Yep.
All right, we're gonna clean the outside of this. We're gonna pull this out. We're gonna make sure that this is all really clean. And this cage will probably take us a good 15 or 20 minutes to do. So I just pulled the cockatiel cage out while Aiden is cleaning, and I'm just gonna make sure I use these to kind of just keep them, you know, nice and tight. But I did this yesterday, so I don't know, Aiden, I just lost a clip under there.
I got it.
But just kind of making sure that it's all tight, and I'm gonna pull this up so that we can wipe the bottom of all this. And yes, and then I'm gonna wipe down purifiers. I'm gonna make sure they're high, make sure the light is on both of them as well. And then we're gonna go through and vacuum all. This is like really, you know, see, the sea catchers really help a lot. So really, really appreciate the Cast Off Treasures. She's on Etsy, you guys. She's fantastic. Go. All right, so I have, you know, kind of cleaned off in here. Yes, I am very picky about the cleaning, guys. This is every day. This isn't once a week. This is absolutely every single day. I'll do it from the inside too. But it's just something that, A, I'm OCD, but B, again, it's the health of both, you know, myself, my kids, and the birds as well. So I really just want to make sure things are good and really, really clean. So,
And right here, sometimes people miss, like I miss a lot. You have to really get in there.
yep, we're gonna go in through here. And you know, yesterday we actually took out, once a week I'll actually take this whole tray out and we'll really do a good cleaning. But for the volunteers, mostly it's just the outside cleaning I'm gonna need. And then when we do the inside cleaning from here, it's again the perches, wiping down the tops of the bowls, this kind of stuff right here. And if see, like right now I see that this perch is really loose, so I'm gonna have Aiden help me fix that. And anything else that we notice that maybe needs a little help. Got that, Aiden?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, nice and tight.
Make sure it's really nice and tight.
All right. And you'll also notice things called perch placement. We move our perches and our toys around a lot, but if you happen to notice that they're pooping on perches, then that perch is in the wrong spot. You don't want them pooping on any perches. So with perch placement, you're gonna move that perch to somewhere they won't poop on it. And so anytime a bird poops on a perch, 9 times out of 10, it's in the wrong spot. So you just need to move it. Right, Eden?
Yep.
That's right. All right.
And as you can see, Juliet's eating her grit. Hi, Jules.
And grit is really not 100% necessary, but it's because they get fed a Harrison's diet, but they like it. So, you know, if they weren't on a really good diet, then absolutely it would be needed. But because they are on a good diet, I know that it's not 100% necessary for them. But again, they enjoy it, so I keep it in there for them.
And things like the pipe, like the PVC pipe play stands, those are really good. We got this one right here. It's very good. It has toys.
And these will need to be wiped off as well if we use them during the day. The kids have the birds by them while they're at school because they do virtual school. So that's why we have a lot of different play stands. They keep them downstairs or in their room with them. And yeah, that's part of kind of why we do what we do. So, all right, you can stop that one.
Let me
All right, so these come from the ducks, right, Aiden?
Yep.
So
And
if we see these on the ground in the macaw cages, in Zerg's cage, anywhere, what do we do?
you come in here, and
We usually have an empty basket somewhere in there.
Yep. Oh, right here.
Yeah.
And you just kind of put them in there because Crystal loves them.
Yes, those finger traps are like a miracle, so she loves them. So they do come off of the duck toy here, and that's like the most coveted toy of all birds. And when they come off in whole pieces and they are not full of poop, then we quick scoop them up and we put them in the cockatiel cage. So that's another little trick that we do. All right, so now we're gonna pull up the next cage, and we got cockatiel cage number 2, and we're gonna do the same thing. Now that they're closed in, we're gonna pull this out real carefully so the water doesn't spill, and we're gonna just start cleaning the whole area up. Now they'll say this is actually, even though it's a smaller cage, it's actually one of the harder ones to clean. So this one does also take about 15 to 20 minutes to do as well. But if the boys each take a side, Rylan can take the back there, And each kind of pull up the, you know, the seed protectors and wipe, kind of cleaning in here. You'll see how dirty it actually gets, right?
And with this one, you got a vicious astrid in it.
He's very vicious. He's my baby boy. So yeah, here's, again, you know, we're gonna need to fill their food bowls. They've got 3 as well, and they have a grit bowl that Astrid is happily in right now. And then Sunshine, he's so sweet. He's my old man, but he's never been handled. He is so sweet though, and he's getting sweeter by the day. But he will probably not come to you. He doesn't bite or anything. He just doesn't know what it's like to be handled, so he kind of freaks out. But he is a sweetheart, and he's buds with Astrid. So these are my male cockatiels, Astrid and Sunshine. All right, bud, we're gonna clean your cage, okay? We're gonna get it really good. And their food. Again, this closet looks a lot messier than it really is, just because we have covers everywhere. But this is a big, huge bin of like porches and everything else. But this is the Cockatiel food, and this is the macaw and African gray food. So that is, we feed them Harrison's, and we also put a blend of Supreme in there as well. And we've had a couple of donations of other brands that we've mixed in here and there. But for the most part, I have that, and then I also do a vitamin supplement in there for our vet that I kind of mix in for feather shine and growth and such. So that's where all that good stuff is. So Sunshine decided to fly out. And again, I told you he's our one that will not step up easily, but he doesn't bite or anything. He just doesn't really know how to be handled by a person. So I don't want to hurt him or anything. We're trying to get him to step up. He is the sweetest. He's a very old little man. So I'm actually going to help the boys. Here, go ahead, hold this. So if this happens to you guys and you can't, this would be the only Zerg, just leave him in there. He won't step up to anyone but Dan. But if he gets out, he won't step up because he just doesn't know how. So you'll just have to come get me, and I'll just have to get him with like a little towel. I know, buddy. You're a good boy, though. Here you go, bud. So he's learning, but he'll eventually step up. He's just, you know, he's 17 and he never has before, so he doesn't really know. Like, you will though. Nope, you're not gonna? Nope, I'm not gonna. You gonna step up? Oh, go, baby. He's my little baby boy though. This little thing. Come here, step up, my baby boy. Even though him's crazy, him's mommy's baby boy. Come here, step up. Your mommy's. Your mommy's. Yes, he is, and he's spoiled, and it's bad. It's really bad. It's bad how spoiled he is. Okay. All right, back to cleaning. So while the boys are cleaning the cockatiel cage, I'm gonna wipe down the stand here. There's another play stand in Ryland's room that I know needs to be wiped down, and then this, Ryland had the Quaker on today, Kermit. So I'm just gonna take this in the bathroom and just wipe it down really good. Run it under water, wipe it down and clean it, and then put it back up here. So I'm gonna do that while the boys are cleaning the male cockatiel cage. All right, Ryland is going to fill the food. I went ahead and wiped down this, and I wiped down this while the boys were doing the male cockatiel cage. And so they've got 3 bowls as well. And we have not done the padding yet because we want to make sure that nothing spills. And sometimes you have to kind of tip it up a little bit, don't you? Mm-hmm. Get it in there. Yeah. So we're gonna do all 3 of those. Just make sure they're kind of topped off. And did we do the girls' cage? Do we top off their food as well? I think we might need to. You won't ever have to do, the volunteers will never have to do the grit. That's something I'll do, and I just usually leave their bowl up there. Looks good, Rye. Good job, Rye. And while you have that out, just make sure the girls are done as well. Hi, Juliet. Hi, Crystal. So you want to go ahead and do the girls. And check them. I also wiped down all this up here. We were playing with this earlier today, so this is all wiped down. And then Aiden's going to start on Kermit's cage here shortly. Okay. Oh, looks like one of Crystal, or 2 of Crystal's, 3 of Crystal's finger traps fell out of the basket. Fill that up. What you got, Juliet? Juliet, you're so beautiful. We're just gonna top that off. All right. And then I'm gonna pick up while Rollins getting at him. She might have found him really early and put him right back in this basket. It's empty. All right. All right.
Crystal is eating
Crystal
out of
is
this.
eating it out of your. Can't really see, but it's pretty funny. She's eating it out of the. Crystal, so cute. All right. So let's just make sure that pad is clean, and then we'll go over here and pull this pad out, and then we're gonna move on to the Quaker.
They're gonna have to know.
All right, so as we were cleaning, or actually as I was just kind of doing their pads here and feeding them, realized, you know, they don't have a lot of pads in here. I like to keep a very large stack. So the boys are just gonna open a few. They got them from the closet. They're gonna open a few, and we have certain pads that fit certain cages, and that's something that we'll talk to you about when you come volunteer. But again, we use organic pads. The square ones, those are for Kermit, right?
Yeah.
You can actually leave them out because I think Kermit needs a few anyway. So if you happen to do that, you see, oh, I opened one that's not the right cage, that's fine because we can always put them in there, right?
Yep.
We always have lots of stashes of pads. When we get donations, that is usually the very first thing that we use the donation money for, which you can donate via Venmo or PayPal. And our Venmo is at Rainbow Parrot Rescue Florida. Our PayPal and also our email is rainbowparrotrescueflorida@yahoo. All right? Yahoo.com. All right. So we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna just now again, you know, this does pull out, but it's easier just to kind of put them right in there, right?
Yep.
So we're gonna do that here in just a minute. All right, so the boys have a little stack here. The stack can never be too big in my opinion. But one of the big things too is to make sure it's straight, because what will happen is they'll poop on like multiple ones otherwise. So when you put them in, you just want to make sure, they've already kind of pooped on a pad, so I'm gonna take this one out. And it's not really a waste, it's okay. I definitely don't want to put any kind of clean pads on top of dirty ones. So this is fine. Rowland can dump that in our garbage bag out there. And I will put this down here for the teals, a little extra padding. And then when I close this up, I'm gonna go through around and make sure that it is actually correct. We're gonna shut that in like that. You saw how this is opened, shut, right? And we're gonna make sure that this is straight on all sides and it's down. Rowland, you check on that side. Yep. Good, Rowland? Mm-hmm. Is it all clipped up? Are we missing a clip somewhere? Are we good?
I think we're good.
All right, so I'm gonna leave this out because I got a vacuum behind here yet, but we're gonna go ahead and just make sure this one is done, which I believe it is. Same thing here, is we're gonna just make sure they don't need any extra pads, which I believe they're good, but I am going to actually, this one you kind of have to turn, kind of like that. Just moving it, sometimes we get a little bit of water in there. And they just got their new food, so. All right. And Rylan, you can throw that away. And the same thing for this one is once we close them in, the only reason that they're gonna come out after between 4 and 6 is to take a shower, right? Yep. So the boys do take showers with them after that, and then they put them in and we close them up for the night. So same thing, we're gonna go through and just make sure that this is all done. Rylan, will you look at the back for me before I close this all in?
Yes.
Okay. We're just gonna make sure it's nice and tight. And it goes over this area. Make sure that my clip is on correctly. All good back there? Yep. All right, same thing here. I have to vacuum. So what I'm gonna do before I pull out any other cages, I'm gonna start vacuuming, and then we'll have this side done. All right, go ahead. All right, I'm gonna vacuum, and somebody moved the purifier. Rylan's back here. He's also gonna pull out anything from the corners of the wall. You see, I do have a attachment one. These are not necessary. So I'm gonna, there's a lot of grit back there, I know. And again, this is why I am a neat freak. But I also have carpet and allergies. So, all right. Ready? All right, so one of the things, like as I'm vacuuming and everything, I just want to make sure that the air purifiers don't get turned off. So we want to make sure that, again, they're on high and that the lights are on for the cockatiels. All right, ready? Here we go. Ryland's just making sure everything's cleaned up from the edge there. And yes, guys, this is every single day. We do not leave anything for any kind of rodents or bugs or anything to come in my house. Ever. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. So we will always be extra clean every Florida. That is my biggest thing. All right. Okay, besides just a little more vacuuming, we basically have this area done. The cord, Ryland, you can kind of show them how it kind of goes underneath of, you kind of just kind of tuck it in so it looks neat. And then all the, as you can see, all this is nice and tucked in for the night. And of course, we have it on high, and we have the lights on for the cockatiels. And we don't want any gaps, so we also kind of put this up. There's no gaps there for them. Same with this cage. Hi, buddy. Yeah, you guys had a bath last night, so you guys are good tonight. You guys aren't gonna get a bath. You're just gonna chill for tonight. Okay? Yes. So right now it's been a little over an hour, and we are, you know, again we try to wrap up by 6 o'clock. So we got about another 30 to 40 minutes of work, and then we'll be done. So we're doing good so far. Doing good so far. We still have to do the play stand out there, but we're doing good. All right, so now it's Kermit's turn, and we got a mess. He makes a mess. He likes to play.
Yeah. So you're gonna see in there. There's like a ton of little stuff on. It's from these little balls. He loves them.
I can never keep enough of them in stock. I just bought 3, and they were like $10, and he already destroyed them all.
Yeah.
Kermit.
So with the top of his cage, you're just gonna.
And Kermit does not like to go in this cage, so he's in there. He usually pouts. He's out right now. He is right now. He's pouting. As you can see, he's mad. So when he gets put up, he's ticked.
And he actually has almost made a basket in here.
You guys can train him really well. So all of these little balls all go in the shopping basket. He takes them out during the day. I don't know what he did with this. I don't even know why that's out, but yeah, there's that. So Aiden's gonna wipe this down really well. We're gonna start with the outside of Kermit's cage, and then we're gonna work our way in this little guy. And again, I told you guys I already went ahead and cleaned this, but one of the other things we have to do is the windowsill here. So we will clean that windowsill, and then we'll close this blind. We will only close Sapphire's blind part way, but this one we will close all the way at night, right?
Yep.
All right, and then I'm gonna shut this off. We're gonna go to round 2. We probably put everything back up here now, right? This is still kind of messy. See the mess we got going on. So I'm gonna help Aiden clean this top here, and then we're gonna put it back together. All right, so this blind is closed, and the windowsill is good and wiped down. We still have to pull this cage out and do some things, right?
Yep. And just wanted to come out for a little bit longer.
Aw, we gotta clean your cage though, bud.
All right, here you go.
He's gonna get mad. All right, same thing. So we are also gonna make sure that we wipe down everything really, really well. And of course, make sure that his food is filled. You know, typically making sure his food is filled is the first thing, because just in case you spill any, right?
Yeah.
But his food is pretty good. We could probably top it off a little bit here, which I think I will.
His cage usually isn't really that messy, besides the pad, because he sits here and just.
And then he's usually out a lot, so he's, you know, he's pretty good.
Yeah,
so.
he's usually the non-messy one.
All right, so we're gonna fill his bowl. We're just gonna top him off with food a little bit. All right. So we pulled out Kermes from the window, right? His cage. And how do we kind of shake this out? Can you show how?
Just kind of shake it, go all around.
Yeah. I'm gonna put this back a little bit too. All right, and the back is also crucial, right?
Yep.
Same thing. And there's gonna be clips on here that you can undo and redo.
Yep. And with his, again, his is not that dirty because we have him out all day. So yeah.
They all still get dirty though. It doesn't matter sometimes. It just, I don't know.
Still have
They
to wipe them all down, just he's the least dirtiest.
probably, I would say, definitely. He's definitely one of the cleaner ones for sure. Well, Zerg's probably the cleanest.
Yeah.
But definitely, yeah. So this is it. We've kind of wiped down his perches. You know, wiped down the top of his cage. We've refilled. He has 2 bowls as well as food. They all have the little huts for food, and then of course we've given him fresh water, which goes on the side here. And we're just gonna make sure that this is clipped properly, right, Aiden? And we first are gonna put in a couple new pads, right?
Yep.
All right, we're gonna do that here in a second. All right, so we wiped out everything, and now we're just gonna put a few new pads just because we just want to top it off, right, Aiden?
Yep.
We haven't done any vacuuming yet, but once we do that, we're gonna close Kermie in. He's gonna pout for a while, and we're not gonna give him a bath tonight either. He had one last night, so we're good. And we're just gonna go through and just make sure that this is clipped well, especially in the back, just because I don't want to have a lot of stuff in the cracks of my carpet. That's really my main reason. And then we can vacuum and then push that back. And again, make sure the air purifier is wiped down, on high, and the light is on. Right?
Yep.
All right. So I'm gonna help him do that. The vacuum and push that back, and we will be done with this side here. All right, so Rylan just moved the purifier. He's kind of doing the same thing that we did in the cockatiel cage, just behind Kermit's cage here. All right, awesome. And when we go ahead and put the air purifier back, let's show how we do that. That's exactly how that goes. The light on and the air purifier is on and the high, right? Yep. All right, I think we should go ahead and push the Quaker cage back then. All right, so I've cleaned the top. I'm gonna need that in a minute. But a lot of times you're just gonna need to really clean up this. She is just a mess. So you really have to clean up this and all of the edges up here. And all the way around this crazy girl's cage because she is a messy macaw. So when it comes, I've already done the other side and I've clipped it back up and everything like that. So now when it comes to the inside, and again, she's not a macaw that you have to really worry about. She acts big and tough, but she's not. She's fine. She's very sweet. She just pretends to be really dramatic. Well, all macaws are dramatic, but she's really pretends to be really dramatic, like over dramatic. So I am going to kind of make sure that all this is good. She will poop on you. She is not a nice macaw when it comes to pooping. Usually macaws poop in 1 or 2 spots. She takes a poop wherever she wants to take it and sometimes it's on you, and I think she does it on purpose. But I'm going to make sure that this is good. She's very dandruffy as well, because she gets a lot of baths. She actually needs one tonight, so I am going to shower her tonight. But we can go ahead and I'm going to dump that. But one of the big things again with her is just to make sure that, you know, she's not going to poop on multiple pads. So we just try to keep it as even as possible. Right? I know. See what I mean? Sometimes I do it on purpose just to get her all riled up. All right, Sapphire, sweetheart. So I can tell right now there's a spot in the back here that I did not get. So I'm going to go get some wipes, clean that up, and then shut her in. Until it's time. Oh, thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe this down here. See this area. All this back is really bad because this is where she sits and eats. And hi, honey. I know you're goofball. She's up here. If the other birds fly into her cage, she doesn't care. She will not go after anybody or anything ever.
And if she does, tend to go out at you, it's fake and it will not hurt. Like, I guarantee you it will not hurt.
Because your beak, and she just pretends to be really big, but when you show her who's boss, she will back off immediately. She's literally the one I'm the least worried about. With any volunteer, that's why she's up here with the cockatiels and everybody else. Zerg, on the other hand, it wouldn't mess with Zerg.
Yeah, do not mess
Don't mess with her.
This guy.
All right, so Sapphire, you're good. Mommy's gonna be back up in just a little while to give you a bath, shower, okay? We're gonna take off your vest. I know you're gonna love that. And she'll get a couple days of being vest free until she starts plucking again.
And every cage, every macaw cage has a velociraptor sign on it.
Yes, they do. And with Sapphire, she does not try to pick her lock. But just because I know macaws, it's for me, this is like more peace of mind than anything. So I put that out there. But that's, again, more peace of mind. Sapphire is not going to go anywhere. What I do is I just want to make sure this is all, all the way to the bottom. Because that really will keep things a lot cleaner as well. And I don't want any of these too far up because I don't want her to, she won't, but I gotta get it underneath. Oh. Can you get it?
Gotta get it.
So, just stop it, Aiden. Stop it. All right, so with these clips, I just don't want them, I don't want them, the macaws to be able to get to them. So we're just going to make sure that they're, below where their eye level is. So, Sapphire's good until I come back and shower her. Rylan, you can throw this in the garbage for mommy. And we are on to Zerg. I believe this is all cleaned and vacuumed, and we're good. So it's Zerg. All right, so now we're just gonna, before we do Zergs real quick, we're just gonna see this whole bottom is kind of messed up. So we're just going to fix this. Just making sure that's covering the whole bottom part. It's kind of the main part here. And we just want to make sure it's really covering the bottom. Is it on the good? Is it good on the other side, Aiden?
Yep.
All right, Kirby. So like I told you, we closed this blind and we put this blind just partially closed.
I don't like
Yep.
that. She still likes to look out the window.
Just a little bit. It's fine. It'll get dark quick soon. Anyways, all right. Last bird we have Zerg. Zerg is not exactly the nicest bird. He only likes my husband. That's it. But he's funny and he talks like an old man in an old man voice. And he says everything. So, and he's funny. But he's not nice. So, you can put your hand in there, but I would not get close to him. If he gets close to you, expect to get chomped. Right?
Yep.
All right, buddy.
All right.
I would not put your face up to him either, but. All right, let's go ahead. Rylan, why don't you go ahead and get him a couple scoops of food. And we did his water already. I told you that he loves his ducks, but his water's right here. Just kind of open it up like right here. We just give him water. You can see how messy. He's not super bad, but you know how like all this right in here. And we'll show you on here.
There's these little things. They're really easy to get. Just make sure you get them because they are the spots that are dirty.
And mostly Zerg will stay up there, but he will try to see what you're doing. And
He loves some ducks.
he loves the ducks. You'll see.
And he decapitated.
Yes, he did. So yeah, so this is a pretty tight cover. Zerg will play peekaboo with you. He will do. He's a funny boy, but
Can
he's not supposed to be on top of his box, and he knows that. Zerg, you get off. Zerg.
And sometimes he does stuff just to get you mad.
Yeah, he does on purpose. I would not put your hat. Do not put your face in his. I will say that.
I need to give you your food.
All right.
Please and thank you.
All right, we're gonna all clean this together. But keep Zerg. Zerg won't really try to get out during. Once we put him in, he pretty much stays in there. He's not gonna try to sneak out typically. So he's pretty good about just kind of chilling up here or on his little thing.
He's usually right here.
All right, Rylan, grab a wipe in the back, and we usually try to get the baseboard back here really well. And then I will vacuum in here. And the same thing, he does not have a light on his. He's got one of the big diffusers, or air purifiers, I'm sorry. But we always, of course, make sure it stays on and on high. All these filters have already been changed. I will always be responsible for the filter changes. But we wipe down the fan because, of course, bird dander goes everywhere. The dustiest birds are cockatiels, next to macaws, but cockatiels are the dustiest of all birds. So that's why we have the big one up here and a few extra. So, and this is just a fan just to keep the air circulating. Now, if any of the birds are out during the day, our fan goes off, but the light stays on. So, but when they're up, the fan is on. So we have to be really conscious of that, right, boys?
Yep.
We don't want them flying into the fan. So, that's cute. All right, I'm gonna help you guys finish Zerg's cage here, and then we're gonna go to the play stands, and we'll be almost done, right? And then we gotta give Sapphire a bath. I think she's the only one that needs a shower. Actually, Zerg needs a beak trim and a shower tonight too. So those two. Zergy, you're getting a shower tonight, buddy. Where is he? Oh, he's eating his food. All right. All right, so before I finish Zerg, I'm just kind of going over the last minute things. I went and, of course, I did the top of his cage, which he was thrilled about. I did this. And then always in here, the creases and the crevices and the cracks that he's never thrilled about, but. All right, buddy. I know you're puffy and mad. Sorry, you're gonna get a shower tonight. You're gonna be even more angry. So yeah, he's good. I actually just did his vet rep a couple days ago, so it looks dirty, but it's actually fine. And all right, buddy. All right, we're not wasting any more pads on you, bud. Okay. All right. Sometimes you have to kind of dump some of the excess food if it gets stuck in between. All right, we're good to go. Garbage. Throw it in the garbage. Lock Zergy in. Zerg, I'm gonna come back up for you when it's shower time. All right, Aiden, how am I on the cords here?
Looks like you're good.
All right.
Yep, you're good.
So we're gonna go ahead and leave this. We're gonna push it all the way to the wall. And then Aiden, if we do the purifier like you guys all know, by now, we do it. This is tucked in and it is on high, right? And there is no light on Zergs, only the.
And really quickly, if it's not on high, you just click this little button right here, and it will change right to high.
Yeah, that's it. So Zerg's cage looks great. And I think I'm gonna do a final vacuum and put the rugs back. And then it's time to start kind of bringing the birds in the shower that we need to shower and slowly covering them within the next 45 minutes or so. All right, so I'm just doing a last minute vacuum here. And I'm just gonna put the rugs back. We wanna make sure the doors are shut because the cats can get in them. And I'm going to turn off this light here so the birds can start kind of quieting down a little bit. And I do have one more play stand that I do have to clean still. So I'm going to, of course, plug this in. And Rylan, let's go ahead and I'm going to put this last rug back. And you can show them how you clean off this last bird stand. Is there anything that might have to go in the